Chosen one, let your heart be still for just a moment. Close your eyes to the noise around you. Take a deep breath and sense the extraordinary stirring in your spirit. Something powerful is unfolding, and it's no coincidence that you found your way to these very words. Deep inside, you feel it, a soft voice that's telling you your life is about to transform. God is orchestrating a remarkable gift, one that will shake the foundations of every doubt you've ever had, and it's closer than you can imagine. This isn't merely about good news or a fleeting sense of optimism. It's about a monumental shift. If that resonates in your soul, if you can feel that gentle pull, comment 7777 to seal your readiness. By typing those 3 numbers, you're anchoring a sacred pact with your future self. A signal that you are open to receive the unimaginable blessing that is heading your way. Have you ever felt age creeping in, not just physically, but in your mindset? Perhaps you've noticed an invisible weight bearing down on your shoulders. Responsibilities accumulate, old disappointments pile up, and somewhere along the way that youthful spark you once had begins to flicker. You try to recapture it, but life's daily grind can seem relentless. The promise before you now is that God is about to restore that spark in ways you never saw coming. You're on the edge of stepping into youngness forever, a state of divine rejuvenation that transcends the usual boundaries of time and reason. Imagine your body feeling lighter, your mind sharper, your emotions brighter, all because a higher power has decided your season of weariness is over. If that idea ignites a spark in your chest, type 777 and let that small action testify that you're prepared for the renewing tide. But why you specifically? You might look at your life and see too many failures, too many regrets, or perhaps too many years gone by to believe any kind of transformation could still happen. Let me assure you, you have been chosen precisely because God has greater plans for you than you can envision. Those setbacks, those tearful nights of wondering if anything would ever change, were not in vain. Think of them like seeds, planted deep in the soil of your experiences. Seeds that could only crack open under the pressure of life's storms. Now the rains have passed, and the sun of divine favor shines upon your heart. The time is ripe for those seeds to burst forth, revealing new life, unstoppable vitality, and a fresh beginning. If you sense your soul leaning in, longing to believe in a turnaround, then post 777 again, indicating you are done with feeling disqualified and ready to embrace destiny. Let's talk about the concept of unexpected. This gift is not something you can plan, schedule, or manipulate through sheer willpower. It might show up through an unexpected conversation, a chance encounter, an unplanned opportunity, or a sudden deep intuition that you must make a bold move. Often, miracles slip into our lives quietly, overshadowed by daily noise, until one day you look around and realize everything has changed. You might wake up tomorrow or a week from now and find your energy levels climbing without explanation. The wrinkles of worry on your forehead might soften, aches that have plagued you might recede, old passions you abandoned might surge back, compelling you to dance, create, sing, or dream the way you did in your youth. If that glimmer of possibilities sends a thrill through you, comment 777 to show you're welcoming the unforeseen ways God chooses to bless you. When we speak of youngness forever, it's not merely a shallow reversion to how you looked at 20. It's about reclaiming the vibrant essence of life. Mental alertness, emotional openness, and spiritual wonder that too many of us lose along the road. A child's heart sees every day as an adventure. It leaps out of bed with unstoppable curiosity. That's the pulse that is returning to you now. The same God who created galaxies and parted seas is quite capable of breathing new life into your physical body, your emotional heart, and your weary mind. If you're prepared to let go of jaded skepticism and adopt that childlike awe, type 777 once again. That small act can be your daily reminder. A new dawn is breaking, one that refuses to be dictated by calendars or assumptions about what is normal for your age or circumstances. Some might scoff at this idea, insisting that aging is inevitable, that rejuvenation is a fantasy. But be careful not to let cynicism steal your inheritance. There are recorded miracles and testimonies throughout history. Sarah bearing a child in her old age, Caleb conquering lands at an age when most have long retired, modern individuals reversing diagnoses or rediscovering strength they thought was gone forever. These are living examples that defy what we call reality. Your own miracle might unfold differently, but do not underestimate God's ability to supersede natural laws and reinstate you with a fresh lease on life. If you feel a tingle of faith rising, type 777 to confirm you are no longer caged by what others say is impossible. To guide you practically, begin by aligning your daily habits with this promise. If you sense a nudge to get more rest, honor that. If your instincts tell you to drink more water, go on walks, or cut out negative influences, follow them. These might seem mundane actions, but they can be channels for supernatural transformation, because the moment you step into agreement with God's plan, even small acts become infused with extraordinary power. That walk in the park can become a spiritual encounter, where you feel your lungs expand with new strength. That moment of choosing nutritious food can become a pivot point that sparks unstoppable healing. If you're determined to place real faith behind your intentions, to combine belief with tangible steps, once again post 777, weaving together your spiritual hope and your practical routines, let's explore what it means for your relationships when you receive this gift of perpetual youth. Picture the dynamic changes that might occur. You may find yourself more patient, more compassionate, more open to truly listening instead of brushing people off from a place of fatigue or cynicism. Your renewed vitality could spread to the ones you love as they see you glowing with an unexplainable brightness. Children might sense that you're actually present, engaged with them like never before. Romantic sparks might reignite in your marriage or partnership because that fervor for life is contagious. And if you're single, watch how your renewed confidence and radiant joy attract the right connections at the right time. If that resonates in your heart, type 777 to proclaim that your relationships too are poised for the wonder this gift brings. You may wonder what to do when you encounter resistance, be it from family, friends, or your own mind. Resistance often emerges because radical transformation rattles comfort zones. People might question you, how could you suddenly feel younger, stronger, happier? Or, why are you so sure everything is about to change? But do not be derailed. Your quiet confidence in God's promise is a fortress. Let their doubts bounce off the unwavering shield of your faith. Affirm in your thoughts, I am chosen for a renewal that defies the ordinary. And if at any moment you feel uncertainty creeping back in, type 777 to stand your ground, reaffirming that you remain steadfast even amid opposing voices. Look around at the world. So many are worn down physically and mentally. You, stepping into your renewed self, can light a path for others who have lost all sense of hope. They'll see in you a walking testimony of what is possible when you partner with a divine plan. You might be the catalyst that inspires neighbors, colleagues, even strangers to seek a higher dimension of living. One of the greatest joys of receiving Youngness Forever is that your transformation becomes a seed that can spark miracles in countless other hearts. Imagine your rejuvenation story, traveling through conversations, social media, or random encounters. People might approach you saying, I heard about your shift. How can I experience the same thing? That's how blessings multiply. If you accept the privilege and responsibility of shining your light for others, let 777 be your banner, proclaiming your willingness to be God's instrument of awe. You could be on the verge of discovering a new calling. Maybe you will reinvent your career path because a fresh wave of creativity flows through your veins. Maybe you will unlock entrepreneurial ideas that had lain dormant, now revived by your renewed perspective. Or you might step into volunteer work or community leadership with the energy you once lacked, leading to changes that uplift an entire neighborhood or network. Often, personal transformation ignites societal transformation. When your mind sparkles with clarity and your spirit brims with kindness, you bring forth solutions that used to seem out of reach. That's how communities flourish, through individuals set free from the chain of exhaustion or discouragement. If you catch even a glimpse of that bigger picture, type 777 as a vow to use your renewed strength, not just for yourself, but for the greater good. What if you feel guilt creeping in? That subtle sense that you don't deserve such a gift because of the mistakes you've made, the times you stumbled, or the blessings you squandered in the past. Here's the reassurance you need. God's gift doesn't hinge on your worthiness. The entire point of grace is that it is unearned favor, bestowed freely because of boundless love, not because you checked every moral or spiritual box. Let that guilt dissolve in the warmth of this promise. You have permission to receive simply because a loving Creator decided you were worth redeeming. If that lifts a heavy weight off your shoulders, let 777 be your silent, joyous amen. Picture the small signs that might start appearing even within the next few days. Perhaps your mood brightens unexpectedly. Perhaps you notice a comment from a friend who says, "You look different. Something about your eyes is sparkling." Or you sense a playful energy rising in moments that used to feel mundane. Maybe you find yourself spontaneously dancing to a song you loved years ago, or sitting with a cup of coffee and noticing the taste as if for the first time, relishing it with childlike wonder. These subtle shifts are the early buds of the transformation that will continue to bloom if you nurture them with gratitude and faith. Keep your heart wide open, watch carefully, and each time you glimpse these seeds of renewal, type 777 to celebrate their blossoming. Along this journey, it's crucial to guard your mind against negativity. There might be moments where old habits of pessimism or self-doubt try to reassert themselves, whispering, "This can't last." You'll slip back into weariness soon enough. Recognize that voice for what it is: the residue of a life lived under limits. Counter it immediately with affirmations. I am chosen. I am renewed. My youth is restored by a power greater than my doubts. If you find it helpful, write these words down. Place them on your mirror. Recite them when you wake up or before you sleep. Let your environment echo the truth you are embracing. And every day, keep reaffirming with 777 that your spirit remains anchored in the unstoppable promise of new life. You might also experience nights of intense dreaming as your subconscious processes the shift taking place in your spirit and body. Don't be alarmed. See it as part of the metamorphosis. Dreams can be a realm where God speaks, offering images or insights that confirm what's happening in your waking life. Pay attention. You might dream of overflowing water, lush forests, or radiant lights, symbols of growth and renewal. Alternatively, you might dream of letting go of old baggage. Instead of dismissing these dreams, reflect on them, jot them down. A pattern may emerge, reinforcing that you're on the right path. And if you feel that nudge of excitement about connecting your conscious life with your dream life, signal your curiosity by posting 777 As you move closer to the fullness of youngness forever, you may sense your relationships evolving. Old conflicts might soften as you realize you have more emotional bandwidth to forgive, to listen, to empathize. You might reconcile with people you thought you'd never speak to again. Or you might decide it's time to part ways with connections that stunt your growth. Both are expressions of your newfound wholeness. Watch for a deeper intimacy with God, too. Perhaps you'll discover new modes of prayer or worship, or a simpler, quieter communication with the divine that requires no elaborate rituals, just your honest heart and a willingness to be loved. If you welcome these relational transformations, type 777 now, opening the gates for more harmonious connections. Youngness doesn't imply ignoring your responsibilities or living recklessly. On the contrary, it means approaching your duties with the zest, creativity, and hope that mirror how children passionately tackle whatever they set their minds to. So, if you have a busy work schedule, see it through the lens of possibility. If you have family duties, handle them with playfulness. If you have personal projects on hold, rekindle them with an adventurous spirit that refuses to be bogged down by caution. This childlike approach to life doesn't negate wisdom, it merges wisdom with unquenchable wonder. And from that union springs a wave of momentum that no obstacle can quell. If you sense the joy of combining childlike curiosity with mature insight, affirm it by writing 777 and pressing forward. Some people believe that miracles are strictly internal, while others think they manifest primarily in external signs. The beauty of this promise is that both can be true. You might feel your heart healing from old griefs, even as you notice your body surging with fresh energy. You might see financial doors opening, new streams of income, or unexpected resources, because your revitalized mindset draws in opportunities. Or you might see purely relational shifts, or changes in your environment, your creative pursuits, or your sense of self-worth. Renewal can permeate every dimension of your life. If you claim all aspects, body, spirit, relationships, finances, creativity, type 777 as your stand for a holistic, unstoppable wave of grace. You could be a beacon in your community. People might start noticing how your energy brightens every room you enter, how your laughter resonates with an ease they haven't heard in you before. They might ask for advice or confide in you, searching for that intangible presence you now carry. This is your chance to pass on hope, to remind them that if you can be renewed, so can they. In this way, your personal transformation can spark a mini revival in your neighborhood, workplace, or circle of friends. And the more you give from that place of overflow, the more the overflow continues, because that's the principle of abundance. The more you share, the more you receive. So, if you're prepared to let your blessing ripple outward, type 777, signifying your readiness to become a source of light for those around you. Now imagine the day when all these shifts coalesce into your daily lived reality. You wake up to a bright new dawn, physically energized, soulfully peaceful. Thoughts of fear or resignation no longer gnaw at you. The mirror reflects a face more relaxed, more vibrant. Your voice resonates with a calm confidence. You step outside, greeting your neighbors with genuine warmth, and they respond with smiles, perhaps remarking, "Something's different about you," in a wonderful way. You carry a sense of excitement into your work or personal projects, finding solutions quicker, laughing more freely, embracing challenges as growth opportunities. In the quiet moments, you sense God's presence, wrapping you in reassurance that your youth is continually renewed, that your well will not run dry. If you want to fasten that image in your heart, let 777 be your exclamation point. And still, the journey doesn't end there. Once you cross the threshold into youngness forever, you are invited to keep walking, exploring deeper levels of love, creativity, and service. The path of renewal is not a single finish line, but a horizon that expands as you move forward. Each day, you realize there's more to discover, more to celebrate, more to do. And with every new step, you remain anchored in the unshakable truth that you are a channel for divine life. Even your aging years can shine with an otherworldly glow. As your chronological age increasingly disconnects from your spiritual, mental, and emotional vitality, you become living proof that, with God, all things, yes, even an endlessly youthful spirit, are possible. If your soul leaps at this unending adventure, type 777, affirming that you will never settle for half measures again. What about moments of sorrow or hardship that still arise? Life may not spare you from every difficulty, but with your renewed essence you'll face trials from a position of unwavering strength. You'll recover faster, bounce back with resilience, and glean wisdom from every challenge. Sorrow no longer crushes you, it merely reminds you of your compassion and humanity. Even in pain, the fountain of youth in your spirit does not shut down. It keeps you grounded, letting your tears water the soil of empathy so that new blossoms of insight grow. If you're ready to trust that your youthful spirit can withstand even the storms, confirming that hardships can't derail this gift, write 777 and let it be your vow to remain unshakable. If you desire a deeper connection with the divine presence fueling your new life, make room for quiet times each day. Sink into the stillness where God's love pours into your heart, reaffirming that you are chosen, you are cherished, and your story is far from over. In these quiet spaces, you can release your anxieties one by one and feel the intangible warmth of grace saturate your body, mind, and soul. Let that sensation remind you that you don't have to keep striving frantically. The miracle of youth is as effortless as a seed turning into a flower under sunlight. If you want to embrace a practice of daily prayer, meditation, or silent reflection, type 777 again, sealing your devotion to nurturing this gift. Think of the endless potential for creativity. Maybe you used to paint, write poetry, compose music, or dream of building something extraordinary. Over time, those dreams might have withered beneath the mundane tasks of adult life, but your renewed spark can awaken them again. You might find your fingers itching to pick up a brush or scribble lyrics, your mind bursting with imaginative ideas. That's the childlike wonder in action, an unstoppable current of invention that breathes color back into a gray world. Let yourself play, experiment, and fail forward with a light-heartedness you never thought you could regain. If your dormant artistic or inventive side is stirring, post 777 to champion your creative renaissance. Another realm that might flourish is your sense of adventure. Perhaps your heart yearns to travel to places you once only read about, or you crave new experiences, like learning a musical instrument, dancing, or even skydiving. The shift of youngness forever often instills a hunger for exploration. Fear might have stifled you in the past, whispering that you're too old or too tied down with responsibilities. That whisper loses its power under the blazing truth that divine renewal knows no boundaries. If you feel the ember of adventure flaring up inside, drop 777 again and let it be the rallying cry that says, "I am alive, and the world is waiting for me." With each passing day, watch how your perspective adjusts. Gratitude becomes your default response to little blessings. Hope becomes your steady companion rather than a fleeting visitor. Faith in the unseen becomes more natural than doubt in the unknown. It's as though a lens of fresh color overlays your vision, turning the ordinary extraordinary. This is not naive optimism. It's the tangible evidence of living in alignment with a higher promise. When negativity strikes, you meet it with a smile that says, "I see beyond you." When others proclaim doom, your heart quietly but firmly replies, "Miracles happen every day, and I'm living proof." That is the unstoppable energy of youth coursing through your very being. If that resonates, once more type 777 to anchor your abiding positivity. Keep your eyes open for testimonies. People who share how your transformation has influenced them. A family member might say they prayed for the first time in years because your story gave them hope. A friend might begin taking better care of themselves, inspired by how you blossomed before their eyes. A neighbor might re-examine their cynicism, wondering if there's something to this talk of a loving God who renews and restores. Each of these breakthroughs in others is a reflection of the ripple effect your own miracle sets into motion. Embrace those stories as further confirmation that your journey is more significant than you ever dreamed. If that possibility brings warmth to your heart, type 777 to welcome the expansion of this blessing into your wider community. As you progress, remember that renewal is not a one-off event, but a flowing stream you can drink from daily. You are stepping into a spiritual corridor where every new day can be radiant with a sense of fresh life. You don't have to hoard it or fear losing it, because it's an eternal wellspring. The only requirement is that you remain connected, remain open, remain childlike in your willingness to believe in wonders. If your enthusiasm feels like it might falter at times, return to that posture of a trusting child. Gaze upward spiritually and say, "Here I am, ready again." Let 777 be your personal reminder that you don't have to figure it all out. You only have to stay receptive. When the final chapters of your life come, they will be brimming with a legacy of vibrancy. Future generations, your children, grandchildren, or the countless people you've influenced will recall your metamorphosis with reverence. They'll remember how you carried an ageless spark even into advanced years, how you remained youthful in outlook long after society said you should slow down. That, dear chosen one, is the mark of a life touched by heaven. You become a story that's passed down, a living parable that defies logic and encourages others to dream. If that vision of leaving a radiant legacy resonates, type 777 one final time, sealing the generational impact of your unstoppable youth. So stand tall, beloved soul, and embrace the unstoppable wave surging your way. Open your arms to youngness forever, to the miracle of renewed vigor, vitality, and wonder that God is dispatching into your life. Let your heart quake with joyful anticipation rather than fear. Step forward, confident that your world will reflect the transformation blossoming inside you. The path you walk is no longer overshadowed by dread or monotony. It is lit by the promise that you're being made new every moment. Let your spirits sing in gratitude, and each time you feel that surge of excitement or see evidence of renewal, post 777, an eternal echo of your faithful yes. This is your story now. You are chosen, and the unexpected gift of youthfulness is your birthright. Take it, live it, and shine with the brilliance of a soul set free.